Today we're going to make a batch of the chosen rub. The chosen rub is a simple spice for meats and veggies and whatnot. We have some meat base, which is fennel seed, coriander seed, dill seed, and a little cumin seed, and that's a common ingredient we have. We have chipotle ground, it's smoked jalapenos ground up. We have ground cayenne peppers, which are these guys right here. That's a cayenne. We have a little onion powder, a little celery seed, some yellow mustard seeds, kosher salt, and some turbinado sugar. To begin with, we're going to toast the seeds before we grind them up. And we grind them in a spice grinder. We're going to do a small batch today, so I'm using a coffee grinder, and they're inexpensive and pretty much everywhere has them. They're really handy. If we have too much to do at one time, we can just do a couple of batches with that. We're going to toast it here on the stove in this saucier. The first step is to measure it out. We're going to do 2 parts of meat base, which is, we're using a tablespoon equals a part, and we're just getting it about a level tablespoon. That's 1 part. Get it down. That's our 2 parts of our meat base. We're going to use 2 parts of yellow mustard seed, and then we're going to do the same thing. Kind of level it off, not being overly exacting, but there's 1. There's 2, and it's 1 part of the celery seed, so that will be from here. And that, we're going to mix it, set it on a low flame. While that is heating, it's going to take a minute for the pan to heat up and that to toast. We can continue with the other ingredients. So our first ingredient into the bowl is going to be the onion powder, and that's going to be 2 parts of onion powder. This takes 3 parts of the sugar, so that's 2 parts of kosher salt. And the coarse kosher salt is different than if you're using regular table salt because it's a little bigger, so it has less actual salt for the unit. So we have our onion, our salt, our sugar. Then we have 1 part each of our peppers. So we have cayenne, and then the chipotle is going to be a little bit smokier. And again, it's not terribly hot, but it's, adds a good flavor to it. So we've mixed our other ingredients together, and our seeds have toasted effectively, and they're warm to the touch. And you touch them, they'll actually feel a little bit hot, and you can really smell them a lot. They started to pop a little on the heat. The celery seed in particular is small, and once it starts to pop, get it right off the heat, and you're done. I put it in a bowl, and then it's easier to, if I have to break it up into batches in the grinder. Using the spice grinder, I'm going to just put a little bit in, and it looks like I'll be able to get the whole batch in there. When you check it, it will look about like this consistency, which is nice. So in we go. I'm using a small whisk to mix it up. I find it helps to break up the chunks, and you just basically stir this together and mix it really well so you have an even distribution of all your ingredients. Okay, now we have our finished rub. You can see it's in the bowl. We've mixed it very well. And I store it in little ball jars. I find that while I'm not canning them, the seal's nice on this, keeps the air out, and the rub will stay better longer if it's in a nice tight fitting jar. So what I'll do now is just scoop the rub into the jar. Alright, so we finished our chosen rub, and we put it in our ball jar, and we sealed it tight, and it's ready to store and use as we need it.